Right, there we go. Brilliant. Perfect. There we are. It's worked. Hello, everybody. This is Toys R Us, and welcome to, again, my monthly live streams that I've got to confess, I really enjoy doing these. They're great fun. There's a few people in the chat already. It's just mainly fun for that reason. It's great to have this interaction, and I seem to think that a lot of you guys enjoy it as well. I've obviously seen and read a few of the comments that people, not on the YouTube, funnily enough, people have left me comments on the Instagram regarding, I suppose, content and things like that. So it's always nice to get feedback from people, but I'm just going to literally just chat, I suppose, about the figures that we know that are going to be coming out next year, because we've seen the leaks, we've had all them already. I've got a giveaway for the channel members, which is this stamp set. Princeton is in already. Brilliant. Nice to see you there, buddy. A few people messaged me on Instagram because I was deciding what to do as a giveaway rather than just figures, because I think most people can get figures, and as I think about 80% of my channel members aren't from the UK, I thought I'd get them something, well, I thought I'd put something like this up as the prize, which I'm going to be doing the reel for in a bit. So this is the Royal Mail. Hyperlink is in as well. Brilliant. Which this is the stamp set that was obviously exclusive to the UK. And I'm going to be doing a draw for people to win that, or channel members obviously to win that in a bit. So I'll be doing that in a second. So there's a few of you in there already. I know it's always a slow burner getting it to build up, because obviously it's 10 p.m. in the UK, so it's a little late in the UK, and it's a little early in the US. So it's weird because of how I've got to time it all right. I'd love to stay a little bit later, but my little boy plays Sunday league football, and I've got to be at a football match for 9:30 tomorrow morning, which is, it's already only 9 hours away. So, well, I've got to get up and be ready to go. So yeah, that's why. I don't know, I don't mind doing too late, but again, get yourselves chatting in there. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, please. I hate saying that, but I've found myself saying that even more now, but I think it works. Where you put the fans happy destroying, this one, I haven't put it anywhere, it's here. I just finished the review, it's here, it's there. So what did you think of it? Did you like it then? I haven't seen any comments on it just yet. Is it good? Do you like it, Gabriel? It's not wine, it's pop again, and yes, it is a Street Fighter cup. Can't beat Street Fighter. Okay, yeah, so Gabriel, you've asked the question. I'll ask you one back. Do you like it? I haven't watched the review on that yet. It's massive. It's so big. Yeah, it's masterpiece scale, third party, but there it is compared to the original. It's huge. I was surprised as well. It was my first, yeah, it's my first Fans Hobby review. So again, thanks to you guys, you know, supporting me on Showsy, etc. And thanks to Adam, who's not in the chat, funnily enough. Hi, Devoid, you're in there as well. I mention Adam a lot. Adam's pretty much, him and Pete are the ones who, to be honest, got me onto the third party. I suppose, yes, our Fans Hobby Godjin, right? There you go, he likes it. So because of them, basically, they got me onto all of these, and they lend me their figures as well. As I say, a lot of the figures, I mean, I think you can pretty much guess now that, especially a lot of the third parties, I do actually say in the video that they're not mine, because I've run out of space in here. But it's really nice that people do lend me theirs to review. But yeah, this is huge. It's I typically just put away the Sunstorm figure, but I suppose if I grab this big figure here, because we all know that this is quite a big figure, it's probably as big lengthwise, maybe taller than Victory Saber. Simon's in. Nice to see you, Simon. Good. Glad there's people joining in. The numbers are jumping up, and I've got the channel members set up already in this wheel, ready to do the draw later on. I'm probably going to do it again about 11 o'clock, give it a good hour for everybody to get in and get involved. It always takes a bit of a time to build up, but they're always coming in. Rudy's in as well. Nice to see Rudy. That's great. Rudy, who really enjoyed his first TF Nation experience, and I think I'm going to do this. I'm not going to stay over, but I think next year I'm going to have to go and do the full weekend, to be honest. I mean, what did anybody, I mean, especially people who aren't in the UK, what did you think of that? Because I think, and I'm sure Rudy will agree with me here, the thing that surprised me the most is how international it was. I mean, there was real, I mean, of course, there's loads of people from the UK, but I ended up spending most of the day with people who were from Australia and Canada. So crazy. It really was Wow, just mind blowing. I was much more. Here we go. I wouldn't mind transforming this line. Can you show with Power of the Prime Dreadwind? No, because I don't know where it is. I'll have a look in a minute. It'll be half the size. It'll just be a little. It'll just be a deluxe size, so it'll only be as big as that. I said in the videos, Gabriel, I said, if you want anything set up, let me know beforehand. I haven't got time now to go and find that figure and get him all ready. But it's just a normal deluxe size, so it would be tiny compared to this. If you'd have left me a comment before we came on, I'd have done it for you quite happily. But now, obviously, I haven't got time to run around there, find a figure, and transform him. I'll get out whatever figures people want, but please try and give me a bit of notice beforehand. Gabriel always shouts at me, and as you'll see in the comments, I don't know why he does, but he does. He speaks to me in capitals. Right, somebody asked me a question then, and I've lost it already. My name's Andrew. I would like Transformers Missing Link 9 to have prototype editions of figures. That would be cool. That would be cool. Which one do you think that you like to see, though? I mean, I did discuss the Missing Link. I think the Missing Link's brilliant. I think Soundwave would be perfect. Do you have the Transformer called Quick Switch? Yes, I do. Sorry, not watch completed. Oh, there we go. Yes, I've got a Quick Switch. I've got a few of them. I haven't got 6. I was planning on doing the multiple display, but when I moved rooms, it just isn't possible. And in fact, I've just realised that because I've changed all the figures there, the lighting's much better now in this room, because I've still not sorted out the LED. It's great that Titans Return Fortune Max we're getting reissued for. I've heard that. Is that a definite, though? Is that a definite devoid of logic? I read that on one of the forums about 2 hours ago, so I think he's up there, and he's a great figure, to be fair. I still haven't done a video on him, but I completely agree. He's a great figure. Who else has asked me something? Optimus Prime prototype. Well, that's what the Missing Link is. It is Optimus Prime. Do you have the Joe toy called Robo Joe? I don't know what that is. I don't think. Tube Top, you're the best. You should turn your house into a museum. Loads of people say that. That's really nice. Bumblebee next year. I think that'll be good, to be fair. Yeah, it should be good, shouldn't it? They've got to have the proper VW Beetle, though. What's my favourite masterpiece? That's a good question. If you hear my daughter crying in the background, unfortunately, one's really poorly, and the middle one's realised that she's scared of the dark. Can you transform live now, Destroyer, like other VTube? I did it in a video already. I believe so. DNA Designs. There's a transformation video, Gabriel, of Destroyer with the transformation on, so you can watch that there. I believe so. DNA Designs also is releasing their upgrade kit as well, so they must be then if they're all planning that in. I'm excited for the Bumblebee. Yes, my favourite masterpiece. Do you know what? I don't know. Don't worry about it, hon. It's okay. If she's crying, she's crying. Bless her. I don't know. You know, now you've said that, I'm getting an MP44 soon because I haven't had an experience with that. I've heard that's quite good. I think the train bots are okay. I was really disappointed with them, in all honesty. I wish they would have been better. Same with the Seekers. I'm not too much of a fan of the Seekers. I really like Trailbreaker. I thought Trailbreaker was really good. But I had this, and I don't know if you know, obviously not. I originally got Soundwave. Is a great one, to be fair, although I've just sold him. I was going to say, when they first come out, I brought them all up until it was either just before Inferno and Grapple came out, or Ratchet and Ironhide. So I had all the like MP1 to about MP10, 11, and then I just stopped because I lost interest in them and they were costing too much. But Soundwave is really good. I've still got Sound Blaster, but I actually sold Soundwave to a friend a couple of days ago, to be honest. So because again, just got no space for everything, unfortunately. I do like the Masterpiece line, but I think a lot of them now, 20 days until PulseCon, I'm gonna do what do you guys think about this? I'm thinking of doing, because at the moment I've been watching a lot of watch-alongs on YouTube with sports. I'm thinking, do you know what, Sean, you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no interest in G.I. Joe at all. So what you've just asked me, I haven't got a clue. I've never seen a G.I. Joe. They appear in the comic. I never pay any attention to it. In all honesty, I just don't like G.I. Joe, so please don't hate me. I have no interest in G.I. Joe at all. So I reviewed the Bumblebee crossover purely because I got it at such a cheap price, and then I sold it pretty much instantly afterwards. Don't like G.I. Joe. That's just me. I've heard that role is really good, Devoid. I think I'm going to have a go at that because I know it's in Show Z. So I might have to do it all. Sorry, Sean. But I know loads of people, and I feel awful saying it because I can't relate to what people say. And loads of people do like both of them together. But I've just... Do you know what I think it is, Sean? I think what it is, I don't know if you're... if you're from the US, I think in the US, obviously he was called G.I. Joe, you know, the real American hero, whereas in the UK it wasn't called G.I. Joe until, well, when it first came out it was called Action Force, and it just didn't take off. Like, they tried a comic, it tried to run, it didn't run very well. The toys did really well, I believe, but I just never got into it. It's one of them things that I never really got into, but I know loads of people who love it, and they look at me and they're like I'm weird because I don't like it. Well, God, no, I say don't like it's a bit harsh, but I know that Rudy in the chat, I know a few people in the chat really love it, so maybe they can answer your questions on it, because it's a huge... I think it's, at one point, well, definitely in the UK, it started outselling, and after Action Force, is that what they did? Oh, there you go, so you know yourself then. When I shipped out to South Korea, the natives told us, go home, Joe. No, wow, there you go. Pete is in, there you go. Pete, I was just mentioning yourself, because obviously you're the corrupter with regards to figures like these, which I've still not got around to doing a review on, but it's a good figure. It's a good figure. I like it. It's interesting. And I had my first foray into the fans hobby world as well, and did Destroyer earlier, which I was really impressed with. And I tell you what I like most about Destroyer, the transformation process is relatively simple. Same as the... Is it who did the Snapdragon? I did the videos on the Snapdragon and the 8-face, and I liked them because the transformations weren't overly complicated, so I liked them as well. TFC, I think they were TFC ones. So I was impressed with them. Sludgy Sweet, it's better than Grimlock. It's a little more fiddly than Grimlock, I think. It's fun. It's very good, but it is that little bit more fiddly. The legs, it's always the legs. It's the legs on Magic Squares. It's the legs on these. They are proper perplexed me for quite a bit. But yeah, once I got it, it was no problem. But no denying, it looks a great figure, and it's really, really, really tough, really sturdy. I still can't wait to get a hold of mainline Snarl, because I know loads of people have got that already. What's your favourite G1 character? Scorponok. I don't know what it is. It's Scorponok's my favourite toy, my favourite character, my favourite figure. I just think there's just something crazy about it. I love the 80s people brought, company product, then use them to dish with their own franchise. Didn't even know Mask. Yeah, Mask was huge in the UK as well, to be fair. Crackles is up. Good morning, Russ. So that makes me laugh when you say that. So, because it's 10:15 already. I see you have a spectacular G1 collection, but where you put your newest figure, like MP third party, Takara MP, Takara Legacy, you just show us Takara. Because the third party, as I said at the beginning of the video, most of it isn't mine. Most of it's not mine at all. I tend to review them. People lend them me, and then I sort of give them back. Some of them, to be honest, now I'm at the point where I'll get it to do a review. But that's about it. I mean, I appreciate the third party. I like them, but I haven't got a space to display. The only ones that I actually display, and they're not even really displayed, are my Doctor Woos. Just because I love them. I think these are great. These for me are a bit of fun. Something I can just mess around with. And look at the detail on that little thing. It's so good. Totally so good. But no, I haven't got a New Age display or a Magic Square or anything like that. I appreciate them. I think they're good. But yeah, my main fun still goes on sourcing and trying to find G1 variants that are still eluding me, because there's too many. There's still too many. But thank you for the compliment in the G1. What do you collect mainly, Gabriel? Is it mainly, obviously I know you collect a lot of newer figures, but do you have a G1 collection as well? So yeah, and unfortunately now the other thing I've had to do as well, like my movie bots, I've got they're in storage. Do you have the female combiner Victorian? Yes, I do. And I have the other female combiner. what's her name, Orthia, which I think looks better as well. Actually, I think the colour scheme on Orthia looks really good. If I haven't got anything, I've got no spotlights with me, else I'd go around and show you where Victorian is. To be fair, I still need to do a video on her, to be fair, actually, because she's really good. Combiner Wars, I think I completed the entire run. One of those Doctor Who fix. I'm so tempted to order one. They look great, but I'm afraid. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks very much, Judy. You're in for Magic Square Boots. Very interesting. Thanks very much, Pete. Yeah, thanks everybody. Hit that like button for me. Wow, everything's going nuts now. This is perfect. The Doctor Who hyperlink, they're just so much fun. They're just little, they're just so much fun. And I think they're really well priced. I mean, I remember a couple of times on shows here I've brought some, but then they've even sent me a refund saying, oh no, we've overcharged you and give me some money back, which is great, obviously. In for Magic Square Bruticus looks good, and I think I'm really pleased, same as everybody else, that it looks like it's going to be completed. I know there was obviously a bit of concern that it wasn't going to get done. I'm going to try and catch up with you in 2 seconds. All right, I've got to possibly see. I'm wondering about Cybertrons. Do you know what? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to yours, Crackles. I do not know the answer at all, but I'm going to do some investigation afterwards. I'm going to come back to Rudy, though, and the Diaclone cars. Missing link treatment. Soundwave has to have one, I think. I agree with you there, Rudy. I don't know if Wheeljack would work because he's like an ape, isn't he? He's got completely out of proportion arms and limbs, and if he bent at the knees, you'd have to be having to bend the whole front of the car in half. What's your favourite third-party manufacturer? Fans Toys for me and X-Transbots. Right, okay, John, great question. Be completely honest with you. You're going to laugh at me, and I will always hold my hand up in saying this, that my third-party knowledge isn't the greatest. So the main ones that I've had a look at are New Age, Magic Square, Iron Factory. I think I did one X-Transbots, please correct me if I'm wrong, and that was the Menasor, the trailer, the Motormaster trailer, which took me half a day to get the trailer into the exosuit, the skeleton rather, for Menasor. That was a bit monotonous. I've got an X-Transbots Ultra Magnus, the Shining Magnus version. I've got one of them coming. It's in the post as we speak, so I'll be able to give you a proper opinion on that. My favourite third party, and again, it's Doctor Who, purely because it's simple and it's fun. New Age are okay. Iron Factory I need to perhaps see more of. I've got Sheen, which is actually mine, and I've got Adam's Samurai Prowl coming, and then I've pre-ordered the Leo Kaiser as well, because I just love Leo Kaiser. So again, I'm into third party, I'm getting into it, but I don't really have, I'm being really honest, I don't have the super knowledge of it. I've only ever reviewed one Fans Toys product, and that was lent to me by Magnum. Magnum Prime lent me that, which was great. Do I know about the triple changer called Star? Yeah, that was the one that wasn't released, wasn't it? That was the only one that wasn't released, which is interesting because they never did it, did they? There was always that one that was missing, and that cassette that turned into a helicopter, that was never released. I've got a few of the old Diaclone catalogues, to be honest, which I'm quite lucky to have, and some of the toys on there, as you say, they never come out. Pete, completely agree, Megatron does need the missing link. Look into third party Iron Romance. They're a legend scale with only 2 Beast Wars figures. Oh, okay, I'll have a look at that. Again, I love all this. You tell me what to look at, and I'll have a look, and I'll do my best at getting onto it. And yeah, exactly that, doing reviews, putting them up against other figures, doing more comparisons and all that sort of things. What's your favourite third party then, John Ward? I want to know what yours is, because it's interesting, because again, with me being on Show Z now and seeing what people are liking and what people are buying, etc., it's interesting. The biggest one, I think, for me with my viewers, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think everybody is into New Age. New Age seems to be the biggest and the most popular with the viewers on this channel anyway. They're the videos that get the most views out of my third party reviews at the moment. Are you collecting the Titan and Prime Masters? I've got them all, I think. Titan Masters and Prime Masters. Is that from the Power of the Primes and the thingies? Because if it is, yeah, I think I've got them all. The Power of the Primes toy line. The only one I didn't get was, and it's really weird because at the time I didn't like the Beast Wars, so I didn't buy the Primal in the chair, and I'm kicking myself now for not buying that. The Throne of the Primes, that's what it was called. I didn't buy that, but my Prime Wars trilogy collection is pretty much complete, as in the entire run. There's just a few special editions like that missing, so I just need to again get a few things out. I've come to this, not realization, but the horrible circumstance where I've got to put things in boxes, and I don't like it. I never wanted to do it. The micro change binoculars, yes, they looked really good. The Decepticons always definitely needed more troops, but again, they said Fans Toys in terms of quality and likenesses, for me, the quality of Fans Toys is super. Well, the good news is that Fans Toys, I have got a list as long as my arm of pre-orders for myself and friends, as and when they come through. I mean, literally, so all whichever ones that were, I suppose, revealed either at the beginning of the year or at the TFCon in Toronto. So your Swerve, your Pipes, Scourge. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. There's literally about 12 Fans Toys figures that I've got on pre-order with Shozy at the moment. So as and when they come, I will be doing reviews on them. As I said, I've only had a look at Spindrift. I was impressed. I liked Spindrift, to be fair. What I did like as well, again, it wasn't ridiculously overcomplicated. I've got a friend who had X-Transbot's Commander Stack, their version of Ultra Magnus, and he couldn't even transform it. And Ultra Magnus is his absolute favourite character. Rudy will know who he is. And he just literally he just sold it. He hated it that much, and he just completely just opening a Shozy delivery. Something Warhammer. Pete, you love your Warhammer as well. I take my hat off to you guys who... thanks very much, John. Yeah, I'll be doing... I wonder, I don't want to crash the feed. Did Hasbro develop the VOC or VOC? From Beast Wars, I don't really know either, sorry. Beast Wars was my black hole. Beast Wars was my late teens. So I didn't really know. Oh, I can do this and it hasn't crashed the stream. Sometimes when I go on this, it crashes the stream. I'm going to tell John the pre-orders I've got of Fans Toys, we just said, didn't we? Fans Toys. Yeah, Beast War. I had a big black hole of anything that was current at the time of Transformers. I didn't really get into current Transformers properly until I think I would be lying if I said Thrilling 30 was where I started. Thrilling 30, I was really lucky. I happened to go to America and I picked up a load really cheap, so that was what got me into them. But Combiner Wars is when I sort of paid attention to current. I was still buying G1 back then, and I was only buying G1. Right, here we go. So Fans Toys on my pre-order list is... Oh, that looks like the two jets from Superior. Gears, Swerve, Pipes, Scourge, Blitzwing, is that Cup? I can't tell who it is. Dead End. Yeah, I'm trying to read all that. I don't know which ones they all are, to be honest. Dead End and Chrome Dome. And I'm sure there's some other ones, but they're all the ones that I've just checked my pre-order list there. So I've got quite a few coming through. There's always too much choice. That's the problem. Always too much choice. I don't even know what the Vox or Voc toy is from Beast Wars. Pete, you're pretty good with stuff like that. Can you jump in? Or can Rudy? Does anybody else know what Sean's talking about? Is that what they send still? I've got an absolute stack of them transfers now. Huge. If anybody's wondering what Pete's talking about, it's these. Look, they even put Predacon symbols on them now. Predacons and Maximals. I've got a stack of these about that high. Which is good because I can use them whenever. Can you show me Magic Square Combaticon with Japanese Bruticus on your back? I haven't got any of the Magic Squares. And that's not Bruticus, that's Battle Gaia. Which is, of course, a redeco of Bruticus, but again, for the I don't know how many times I've said it, they're not mine. The Magic Square figures, they're not mine. I've given them back to the people who they are, so I don't have any Magic. The only Magic Square figure I've got right now on me is this one, and apparently he's quite rare, and I do quite like him, to be fair. The discussion was... It's from Sean Holmes. He says, back in the chat, did Hasbro develop the Vox or Voc toy from Beast Wars? I don't know. Hey, Russ, I've been watching you for about a week. Only about a week? Oh, wow. Thanks very much for jumping in and just saying hello. Then that really means a lot. So, actually, I'm interested. How did you find the channel then? Because it's weird how some people sort of find it here, then. Was it via Slime House? Was it anything to do with him? Because I just did a video with him, which was so much fun. That was so much fun, but yeah, you'll have to excuse, or you'll have to get, I don't want to say that like a horrible thing, but you'll have to excuse my primitive live streams of my videos, it's just me, my phone and my iPad, but it seems to work. I didn't think there'd been an official VOC toy at all, but everybody seems to, well, I say everybody seems to enjoy it. Insecticon Combiner, no, didn't see anything on Beast Wars. As I say, I'm completely new to Beast Wars. I've only just, if you've been watching this channel, when I went to TF Nation, I just brought from Kingdom, because I didn't buy them because I didn't like Beast Wars figures at the time. I managed to find Dinobot, Megatron, and who was the other one I was missing? Scorponok. I didn't buy any of them. I didn't buy any of the ones from Wave 1. I wasn't interested at all. And then because I was doing the channel more and I was doing more videos, because when I started, I was just mainly reviewing G1 and some of the figures that I liked. And then again, people started saying, are you going to review this? Are you going to review that? So I fell into that trap, unfortunately, of buying figures, not just to review, but it helped me because it did expand my knowledge and things in it. So I did end up buying the Beast Wars figures, but because I'd missed them all completely, first time round, I've had to go back and get them second hand. So any of the like 96, whenever they came out, the original 96 and 97, I know nothing about at all. And I brought two of the thingy ones, the alien things, no toys of those. I just searched up Transformers 24 leaks. That's pretty cool then. I tend to do quite a lot of them. That's good to know though, because again, it's interesting which videos work and which videos don't, because some videos I can put up and they don't get anywhere. Yeah, that's all I was, John. G1 for me was just totally like yourself. G1, which again you've seen perhaps in the collection videos or you've seen around me. Beast Wars, I don't own any. As I say, I don't own any vintage Beast Wars, and my knowledge is pretty much from the end of G1. It's a huge black hole of Unicron trilogy, RID. Never got into it at all. Just was buying Transformers, but was buying like the Generations ones, like the classic universe, etc. Now and again, but nothing crazy. But mainly still buying G1, and then of course I still keep buying G1, and I'm looking right now again at the new ones which they've done. They were actual animals. Yeah, they were, weren't they? Then they went a bit nuts. I've seen some of them, like the Transmetals and everything. They go completely crazy. I mean, I'm just looking again at the reissue Perceptor, which is brilliant. And I didn't need a Perceptor because I've got a G1 Perceptor, but it's just a different colour and it just makes you buy them straight away. So it's mad. Is that door open? Nope, it's all right. My little girl stopped crying now. G1 box art. Have you seen the book called Legacy? And again, forgive me if you haven't. It's the best book ever, because he's just said in his comment, and I'm sure you saw as well, G1 box art was the best, because there's a book called Legacy, and that is basically the box art. I'm trying to see if I've got it near. Just need the original G1 Grimlock, but he's got gold plastic parts. Which one's that? The original Grimlock? I've got the Diaclone Grimlock. Has that got gold plat? I don't think it has. I don't know which one he means. Now you've completely confused me there, Pete. Because I know you know your stuff. You've never seen it, John. Oh, right, let me see if it's underneath me. Oh, I need to show you this book. Beast. No, it's not. It is, because this book, I always keep this book near. John, you're going to be blown away by this. It's called Legacy. And inside this book is every single box art of all of the characters across the entire... Oh, it's gone too fast. Right, I'm going to have to try and catch up with these in a minute. Of all G1, including for everything. Japanese... Wait, let me get to the Japanese section. There you go. Raiden, Pete. Raiden, Artfire. Turbo Masters, God Jinrai, and then you know that they've been there's Galaxy Shuttle, Star Saber, and then just as a quick one, you know everybody keeps getting, oh wow, Grandus. I don't know, and then just to be funny enough, look, there's Battle Gear. I just showed you him, and then you know all this stuff which has just been coming out recently, all the unreleased artwork. This is where it's all been coming from. So again, I know a lot of you've seen this, but John's not seen it. So there's the unreleased artwork. See all these figures? We've just had them all released. Mirage, Watermelon Mirage, Orange Jazz. It's got every single box art apart from a few. There you go, Fung Boy. It's the best book ever. There's a full video on my channel if you want to watch it, John. Just type in Legacy Book. Theo's vid. I had to get it right for you. I need to go back and catch up with these questions. Sorry, guys. Where are we? For me, I grew up with Bay movies and Transformers. I recently watched G1. Yeah. Oh, wow. Everything's going nuts. Beast Wars. Chibana, if I grew did it. It's a recall of Beast Wars Dinobot. Ah, there you go. Beast Wars Dinobot's right. If I remember what I wanted, but always forget. With your love of variants, did you ever get the Desert Camo? Do you know what, Rudy? I suppose I've got to give something away, haven't I? I always give away little things, not giveaways and give things away, but let into little secrets and stuff on this particular channel. I think I've got that one upstairs ready to show. Yeah, I've got the what's the one I'm thinking of? I've got the grey and black, which was a Walmart exclusive, I think. I've got the G2 one, and I've got the RID one, and I think I've got something else. I've got about seven different Bruticus G1 molds, all different ones, whichever they are, but I've not shown them all on the channel yet. So there's your scoop. That's the word I'm after. There's the one, Urban Camo. I've got a few of them, but I always tend to give away little secrets on when I do lives because it makes it a bit more interesting. Where are we? Even in all, I have that back book. Yeah, the book is brilliant. How much is the book? I did get the pronunciation right. The predictions, I don't know. I think it's just going to be that list, isn't it? It's got to be all of the way 4 that's coming out. I've heard that of 2 Fung Boy. Loads of people have been talking about that. We were talking about at the beginning of the video, saying that what's the word on it? That he is going to be reissued. Fortress Maximus. Hyperlink. What are you on about? There's a core class figure coming up of what? I don't know what he's talking about. It's gone too fast for me. Yeah. If you don't find John, if you don't find it on eBay, have a look on Amazon. That's where I got mine from. But if you love the box art, then it's the best thing ever. There is a core class of that coming out, yeah. There is a core class now where I've got that on pre-order. If you saw the movie Rise of the Beast, you know what part Mirage's body represents. Noah's Iron Man suit. I don't know what it is. Like I've seen it, but I don't know what part represents the part of Mirage. Japanese car robots, Baldius, Ruination. Yeah, I've got that one as well. I'm sure I've got that one. I've got a bag upstairs of 7 different Bruticus. Well, I did have 7. I've put G2 one downstairs. I've got the Urban Camo one. There's loads. I need to get them all down and again reveal them on the channel. The 86 Magnus does look very good. I was lucky enough to get that on pre-order. I think that's sold out on pre-orders now, isn't it? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I know on Hasbro Pulse, all of them are gone. I had to get mine from In Demand, which I don't mind. Do you hope since the Xbox is buying Activision they'll release? I suppose so. I suppose that would be good. But do you not think it's too late? Do you think it's sort of past now? Do you think the fact that obviously... I suppose they could update it, couldn't they? They could update War for Cybertron really well. Maybe if they did that, that would be a good idea. I don't get... I play Earth Wars. That's the only Transformers game that I play. That's the only thing I've got time to jump on and just mess around with a few times. Pete, I think you'll appreciate that. You've not seen it yet. Look. There you go. The other one, there's 2, and of course the other one's Ryu. This one's Ken. I think I had Ken today. I don't. I used to play games horrendously in my late teens, but hardly ever now at all. It'd be and everybody says how good the Fall of Cybertron game is, and I never played it. As I say, at that particular time, 2011, yeah, early 30s and busy. There you go. I knew he'd appreciate that. I don't know what the reveals are going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be a HasLab, isn't it? Is there going to be a HasLab, or have I completely made that up? I remember when I was interviewing BMAC that they said they were going to do it soon. Doesn't know whether the game files are or something. I'll have to see the games reissued, but that might be an issue. There's all this controversy, isn't there, about who owns what, etc. And I know that a lot of people, because that's one of the questions that they got asked, and they could literally, that's it. But again, with regards to the figures, they can release the figures of whichever ones they want. So Devastation, if we want it, if they do a decent, they could do a decent Devastator from Devastation. It's hot and stuffy in here tonight. Devastation looks like an awesome. Yeah, I never played it. I completely missed it, but I've seen screenshots, etc. of it. I've got a PlayStation. Is it PlayStation 1? I've got a PlayStation 1. I've got loads of silly consoles I don't play anymore, or the ones that I brought back just for nostalgia, as you do on a Sunday afternoon. This is how bad I am for playing games. I've owned a PlayStation 4 for, is it 4 years? Maybe more. I've only ever watched a Blu-ray on it. So that's how useless I am, to be honest. I used to be terrible though, but that's a sign of a misspent youth. I think that's what sort of put me off playing games, because I do get this. Well, you can probably tell by my collection. If I sit down and I put a game on, I'll be like, I've got to play it, I've got to keep playing it, or I've got to get it done. I'm a bit of a completionist, shall we say. So it doesn't bode well when you start playing games that take months and months to complete. But I'm not sure those new retro leaks I've worried as the name can be. What do you mean by that, Pete? I know that there's going to be 4. That's all I know. I ordered Magic Square, Onslaught, and Swindle, and Buzzworthy, Ironhide, and Prowl 2-pack, and Core Class Ironhide. I expect to arrive. That'll be good. Angry Birds Transformers. I've got, so out of what you've just said, Gabriel, Onslaught I did a review on. He's pretty good, actually, to be fair. Transformation isn't too bad. Swindle's all right. Swindle's awful. It just didn't like it at all. I didn't buy the Buzzworthy 2-pack yet, because I think it's going to be reduced, because it's in stock in everywhere in the UK. So but the figures themselves, Prowl and Ironhide, are great. So I think I will get that, and but hopefully I'll get it a bit cheaper. To future and Transformers video games. If you have the Cybertron games, now that your servers are gone, you can leave these. No way. No, I don't have that. I haven't brought it because it's really expensive in the UK, and I've got the original. I've got the original figures anyway. We do need a decent world. That's a good point, Rudy. Well done. Yeah, going back to what Gabriel said, I've got the Ironhide, just the standard without the damage, and the Prowl moulds obviously been hammered. So I've got loads of versions of that, but not the battle damaged ones. But it's really expensive. It was really expensive still at TF Nation, otherwise I would have got it. It was either 50 or 60 quid, and that's a lot of money for 2 figures that I've got a load of, and I wouldn't know where to put them, because I wouldn't know to put them with my Studio Series 86, because there's already Ironhide in there. Yeah, TF Robot, €61. It's about the same, £55. There's going to be a new animated series Transformers. Do you think it will live up to it? No, of course it won't. Nothing. It depends how old you are. It depends how old you are, where you were, and what you did. Because I have this conversation all the time. Funny enough, at TF Nation with some of the younger guys like Diamond Bolt and everybody there, their Transformers Generation 1 is the movies, whereas for us it's Generation 1. The naming has changed from Transgen Retro to something about 40th Anniversary Retro, and the numbering starts with a 1. I don't know anything about that. Legacy Leader Optimus Prime is a G1 version. I don't know if it will be. I don't think they could call it a leader anymore. They need to do more with it. The trailers, like, they're just hollow, not messes. That's too hard. That's too harsh. I'd much rather just have a really detailed cab at a Voyager price. Just have a really nice Optimus Prime G1 cab, Voyager price, because it's better. Because I've got Toxitrons, lasers, Optimuses, Rodimuses, all of them, just a big box full of trailers, and just no one ever uses them because they're not. I suppose Rodimuses was probably one of the best, but that's because they actually obviously invested a load of time on it, whereas the others, I think, unfortunately, they just put them in to put the price up. But people don't. I haven't seen anybody's displays or figures, on shelves with them standing there with their trailers. So I don't know. I'm in two minds, but I'm not bothered, as you say. I know people say we've had enough G1. We've had enough G1. I'm not bothered. Well, I'll have whatever. In auto mode, you have to take it in robot mode. Of the trailers, yeah, that's it. They only have limited molds. We still don't know exactly what they're going to do with this retro. Whether they've changed the name, I don't know if they've definitely changed. But let's be honest, I'm looking at them now, so we definitely need a bombshell. No, there's still no Studio Series 86 Optimus. The problem they've got is, I think, and even funnily enough, I don't own the Earthrise one. I've got the Earthrise Netflix one, and that to me is more than adequate. I don't think they need to do another one. I mean, what better can they do? Catch them into the chat. Nice of you to jump in, Jace. I'm going to do a draw in a minute anyway, so you might be in it for that, which will be interesting. Send away some of them limited edition stamps. I don't know. Can you better a prime? Optimus had a trailer. Good, mostly play with mine. Yeah, it depends. I haven't got time to. I don't know. I say that that's a fib. If I get to, I've got the. Of course, I get to play with them now and I do reviews on them. But ones I actually sit and play with, haven't done in ages, which is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. I just got too much going on. They redid Ironhide and Ratchet for Studio Series 86. Very true, they did. I think they will. But actually, now you've just said that, and of course it is. I'm looking at him now. It's much better. That mold is really good. People didn't like that Ironhide mold, but I'm looking at him now, and I think it was just because obviously the price of him. But it's one of them things, isn't it? You know, you get what you pay for. So there's really detailed transformation. The articulation's really good. The Alternative Universe Dead Optimus Prime's trailer was definitely the most pointless one. Funnily enough, Connor, that's one of the figures that I've decided for some stupid reason I want to start looking for again. And now, of course, it's stupid high prices. So that's on the back burner for now. So's friend, I think Studio 86 Frenzy, he's sold out everywhere. So I've missed him at the moment as well. I need to see if I can find him. 86 Optimus would have to be more cartoon accurate. Yeah, but how off the cartoon accurate is Earthrise? It can't be that much. I mean, I don't actually physically own one, so. But the Earthrise looks to be the animated version. That's why they did it, didn't they? As I say, I know the one that I've got is the Netflix one, so it's the G1 toy version, and that's perfect. As you say, it would need a decent thingy. What about Studio Series 845 based on the first episode? There's some. Are we going to get two versions of? I don't know. Let me catch up on this. What about Studio Series 84 based on the first two seasons of the TV series? I don't know if they would. I think because they do it. That's just called the Generations toy line, isn't it? They bring everything in the two Generations toy lines. How do you mean are there two different versions? Dreadwind, like, you know about the ones behind me? Because there was Dreadwind, which was the white, which is the Hasbro version of this, and then there was Darkwing, which was the other one, the one in the black thingy. But the Hasbro in Japanese called them different names. But if you're on about like G2, there was a different Dreadwind. There was loads of them. It's on the series rather. That's because it's a stolen product, buddy. That's why he's got his hands on it. Any figures that you see that are obviously released before they've been revealed, before they've been released, they're stolen products, and people have managed to acquire them to do videos on them to get the numbers up. So yeah, I've seen images. I've seen two images actually, two different people who managed to get their hands on it. But he does look a good figure. Really does look a good figure. I think the Studio Series for the rest, I don't think they'll do them for seasons 1 and 2 and for 3 and 4, because as I say, that's just the Generations toy line. And let's be honest, the Studio Series 86 is just another version of a Generations toy line. However, they can do exactly what they're doing, which I've got no issues with at all. Just change a few, here we go, someone else is talking. Just change a few of the paint apps and people buy it. Figure Rise model kit. Ah, right. Funnily enough, you should say that. I've got the Scourge, or I've got the YOLO Park Megatron model kit on order. I've got the other ones they did as well. That's a brilliant price. Brilliant price. Did it come with everything with it, or was it missing all the main parts? Because if it's missing all the main parts, it's not a brilliant price. Because if you go to Chuck Lou, you can get one for that, and he gets everything. Did he have his Brainmaster and his sword and his gun and his shield and stuff? Because if he did, that's insane. But the Brainmaster goes for 80 quid. Actually, maybe you're right now that I'm thinking about it. I can't think what he was saying, but yeah, he's one of my favourite figures. Yeah, you can see him in the back. He's still one of the best figures. I've got the both versions, the one with the stickers on the front and the one with the tampograph. So in fact, which way was your box? That's interesting. I want to see which box you got. Is it the first release or the second release? Is it the vertical box or the horizontal box? We're talking about Victory Saber now, if anybody's wondering. He's a, not Victory, Star Saber. Did he say Victory Saber? Does he mean the right? I want to know what skilly Wi-Fi, if he got the twin pack in a box or if he just got the one figure, because that's a crazy price. Do you like the Dominator Megatron? What's Dominator Megatron? Yeah, I know you're probably thinking this guy's supposed to know, but I don't know what you're on about. What is the Dominator Megatron? Everybody in the chat's now laughing at me. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Fungboy. Not Victory Saber, maybe Star Saber, and maybe missing all the pieces. Because Canadian dollars, that's about £45. If it's just his body and a very yellowed one, then that's roughly about it, but not with his Brainmaster, with his sword, with his shield, with his front of the jet, and with Victory Leo as well. No sword. I don't know. He hasn't answered, Fungboy, we don't know. He could just be saying that as a clickbait, or as just to get a reaction out of us, because we know that that's a very, very cheap price. I went through Japan proxy website. So you got the, do you mean Victory Saber as in the two together in a huge box? Because it cost more than 80 Canadian dollars to ship it. Because that's just, the box is, I don't know, the box is bigger than a Titan box. Because it's huge for the twin pack of the two. Oh, did you definitely get the proper one, or did you get the robot map? There's 4 different versions of Victory Saber in Japan. 4 different versions, so you might not have got a G1 one. I don't know. I'm just speculating because there's 4 different sizes. So unless it's the official one, again, unless you really know your Japanese figures, there's 4 different sizes of Victory Saber. So that's crazy. It's the more common box. Did lots of bootlegs too. Yeah, and of course loads of comments. I don't know what what's Dominator Megatron or Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime. Which toy line is it? Which toy line is it, Sean? Because if it's, as I say, if it's at that big gap that I just discussed, I don't really know it. Can anybody else help me with this? Pete, you're another good. Jason. Jason's just putting lots of bootlegs. I just want to clarify with Thingy. Does he mean skilly Wi-Fi? Do you mean Star Saber or Victory Saber? Why do you think Weetabix chose Dragstrip and Fireflight? Yeah, I've got Instagram. Send it to @Toys-R-Us. That's a great question, Rudy. I can only think that they had. It's really weird because Fireflight's actually really quite rare, but Dragstrip is 10 a penny. That's crazy. I used to collect the Masterpiece figures, and I used to do the Masterpiece figures and also keep the Masterpiece version in the box. Version of the vehicles. Yeah, you're a bit like me, Peter. I've never heard of the Rolling Thunder one. Nobody else seems to, as in the chat either. Rudy's just asked a brilliant question. That's a great question. Maybe or not. I don't even think it'd be the easiest moulds. You'd think that they'd have used maybe Breakdown, because that's one of the easiest moulds. That's a good question. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to ask Andy Cousins. Not that I don't know if he'll know or not, but I'm going to ask Andy Cousins if he can find out. That's such a great question, Rudy. Well done. I really like that one, because for me, it's exactly the same as you. That's a great one. Please, yeah. Skilly Wi-Fi. My Instagram is toys_Russ, all one word. So TOYS_ARERUSS. Let me double check you haven't brought a robot replicas version or something. Oh, there's nothing worse than when the bubbles fall off. One of mine fell off when it went to be graded. You did the guessing game for G1 Brainstorm and I had no idea as all the clues were about his modern release. Well, that's just because, what do you want me to say? He's got a headmaster called Arcana. Everybody get it straight away. Custom orange painted Forge Max and Metroplex, then combine them into. That is by a guy who I've been chatting to quite since he put it up. His name is Derek. I can't think of his Derek Robertson, but he put it up on a video, and I just screen grabbed a load of images, and he did it called Autobot City, and I've got a video obviously on this channel, but I take no credit or anything from that. He did that. It's perfect. Toy version of his. No, they didn't. They didn't make a space bridge, not to my knowledge. They did a Stars site, and that's it. Do you ever collect the G1 books? And they came, yeah, I've got all of the books, but none of the tapes. I've got all of the books, including the ridiculously rare one with Chrome Dome on the front. There was 10 in total, I think, the Ladybird books. Yeah, I've got all them, but again, it's getting things out and putting them in display, etc. I think they should have done a Cybertronian space bridge, but they never did. I think, obviously, play sets they didn't really go for. Do you have a box Target Master Scourge? Yes, yes. I did a video on it. There's a video on it on the channel. That was one of my nightmares from Amsterdam. The customs guy slashed straight through, but luckily enough I managed to repair. You can't even tell now because I've got a friend who fixed the box. But the customs guy cut through 7 layers of bubble wrap and card. PF Soy Supreme Character Commander is a homage to G.I. Joe's Rolling Thunder vehicle, Russ. Don't know what G.I. Joe is, so don't know what that one is. What's my favourite G1 toy? Scorponok. Scorponok's my favourite because he's just the best. It's the best toy. It's the best play set. Actually, that's, I suppose, childhood memory toy. G1 toy maybe might be big powered now because I've brought the Japanese figures. They're on a different level of playing. I remember, yeah, it was awful. Honestly, it was like, you couldn't believe it. The guy who sent it me was devastated because he'd sent me all the he'd sent me all the photos obviously before, and we'd agreed a price, and then he sent me all the photos of him packaging it up and sending it over, and I was doing an unboxing video on it. I should have kept it actually, but I deleted it because I opened it up and I was just devastated because you could clearly see where they just razor bladed straight through. I've still got photos of they must have cut through, and I'm not even joking, because he wrapped it up like so thick. Simon's it. They must have cut it through about that much bubble wrap, like that much. It was insane. Did Cerebrus have an alt mode besides turning into a head? No, just a head. That's all he was. It was just his suit. And Galenius, good stuff. Nice to have you here as well. Simon, how are you, mate? I've not spoke to you in ages. How's the new job going? No, they were just heads, unfortunately. I don't know. No, they didn't. Not even in the cartoon. Not even in the comic either. I've pretty much just finished the comics, and they didn't do anything apart from they just put on a suit and they just became a head, which is cool. It's only nowadays they decided to give them, like, obviously Dan had his exosuit, etc. Danny had his exosuit, but the original ones didn't. They just turned into heads. That's a good question, though. Cerebrus did have a form that plugs into the base. I can't remember that. Yeah, but what was it? It was still just... I'm going to find that out now. You've just said that, Pete. I'm going to find that. What's my favourite masterpiece transformer? That's another good question. Can't think. Been catching up on your videos, mate. Oh, there's too many, pal. Sorry, too many. Masterpiece. Actually, I'm just looking at him. I forgot this one. That one. Too good. That one's probably my favourite masterpiece. Yeah, but I don't know where he'd plug into, Pete. As in, like, plug into. Yeah, that's too good. It's very, very good. It's huge as well, so very good figure. Again, I've only kept a certain few of my masterpiece. I've not got them. I've not got anywhere near as much as I used to have, because they still. In fact, I'm probably selling them for more than I paid for them. To be fair, and I brought most of them 15 years ago, and they've been reissued loads of times. So I'm quite lucky with that, to be honest. Favorite combiner team? Oh, you see, there's too many. Seems like Cerebrus can turn into a small computer. I think that might be what Pete's returning to. How does he scale with Destroyer? Right, it's going way too fast. Simon. John Ward, I've been doing it about nearly 3.5 years. I started it during lockdown, like loads of people sort of did. Favourite combiner team, I've got too many. Landcross, Leo Kaiser, Ryden, all of them. I'm terrible. You fold the figure 90 degrees and plug it into the flap on the right side of the chest. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'll have a look at that again when I'm not doing a live stream to see where that'll all fit. I'm really intrigued with that. Let me catch up with this. How does he scale with Destroyer? I'm not going to transform him, but the jet mode is, I don't know, it's big. Or maybe I should just do the other right. Destroyer is very, very big. The other right. I don't know what he's going to do in there. I'm intrigued. I'll have to have a look. We're all learning today. I'd have to catch him at most of the replay at least. I get a few minutes of it live. Duke, you're in. That's all that matters, pal. Don't worry. I'm going to do the draw in 5 minutes anyway. So you pretty much, here we go. If Hot Rod in the Bayverse has an alt mode resembling a Lamborghini, what would he look like as Rodimus Prime? That's a great question, Sean. That is a great question. A Lamborghini. What's that Lamborghini massive thing that is it called? I don't know what it's called. It looks like the Batmobile. I'll answer that in 2 seconds, John. What's the name of that big Lamborghini that's like their people carry it? It looks like the Batmobile. It looks like from the new films. And one of my clients has got one. It's insane. Can't think what it's called. Is it called? Is it not a Pure Ross? I don't know what I'm thinking of. What's it called? I'll have to catch him at most of it in the replay. The legs for either sides of the slot. I'm going to have a look at that. I don't even, you can tell I've never done that. And I'm watching myself back here thinking, what am I doing? Oh, what's that? Anybody knows cars? Lamborghini, the big one, the new ones, the new people carry a Lamborghini. It's beautiful. That's what it would definitely be. Tumbler's the name of the Batmobile thing. But I suppose it could be that. Have you seen the Megatron MP36 and what do you think? I'm thinking of grabbing one. I've seen it. I don't like it. I think it's okay. Jason, thanks for jumping in, pal. See you later. And the reason why I think that I don't like it is because, correct me if I'm wrong, I know I've never seen that. I don't even know what it is. I've not done a Fortress Maximus review though, have I? So that's why. But I need to now. You've told me that. What was we talking about then? I need to know the Lamborghini. And the reason why I don't like MP36 is because if the leg transforms the same as the Magic Square Megatron, it's awful. And someone told me it's exactly the same, except the Magic Square version is, what's the word? It's just scaled down. That's the word I got told. And that for me was not fun. It just wasn't fun. I didn't find it entertaining, found it completely from eBay or wait for Hasbro to make a new one. What do you mean a new one? As in the Thrilling 30 version? Because they won't make another one. If you're on about the Thrilling 30 one, they won't make another one. Or if you're on about a G1, go off. Perfect, Retro. Have a good night. Is there a figure that you want to crowdfund to purchase to review? I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that. There's only one box set that I've resigned myself to the fact that I'm never going to get it. In fact, well, if there's one, yeah, and that's the VSX set, and I don't really need to review it because it's just Optimus Prime and Megatron in a box. So it's okay, and I'm quite, as I say, I've accepted that. There's a couple of figures which are silly prices, but I don't think that I actually need them. I can't think. I've been really lucky. As I say, I picked up a lot of the Japanese figures. Okay, I'd perhaps like Grandus to be complete, which you can't sort of see is there. But I can have the Thrilling 30 version. They're never going to reissue, pal. I can tell you that for a fact. If they were going to, they'd have done it ages ago because everybody's asked. so much for it. And let's think about it, you know, they're selling for £500 on eBay now, so of course they will. If they had the mold, if they do it, they'd release it and they'd sell it for half that and make a load of money, because that's what Titans are now, aren't they? Titans are 200 quid in the UK, £220. So if they had it, I think, I very strongly believe that they do it. They use all the molds over and over and over again. And to be honest, the Thrilling 30 Metroplex didn't get that good a reception. They are doing a Fortress Maximus though, I believe, but we wait to see. This again is all rumours. But that's a great question there, Tara. Just transform a Starscream in 50 for the first time. Took me an hour and a half. You're not at all transform attack. There's some figures nowadays that are just ridiculous, and some of them are clever and in a fun way. Some of them are just annoying in a terrible way. Right, we're an hour in, as promised. The draw for the channel members for these limited edition Royal Mail stamps is, let's spin the, oh, it better not have reset because it took me ages to type all these names in. Yeah, Fortress Maximus is just as cool. So this is all the channel members. This is to win them things as promised. As channel members, I do a draw every single live once a month. Let's see who's going to win, because we're an hour in, and oh, it just went in to Ben Williams. I'm going to message him later. He wins the stamps. That's cool. I know, I'll message him. I'm always more pleased when it's people I can contact directly. Brilliant. That's that done. We can just carry on as normal now. Do you have room for that 4-foot Metroplex? Unfortunately not. I wish I did. I don't even have room for a 4-centimetre Metroplex, I don't think. The problem I've got is it's just space. You know what, this is a question for you guys. Do you think that they're releasing more figures now at a faster rate than what they used to? Because it just seems insane to me. Like how fast they're getting through waves and all this sort of stuff. It just, to me, seems to be way more, way faster. Because when I moved in here, I think it's got to be, Galen. I had space ready and I thought they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and then it must be, because off the top of my head at the moment right now, what Russ, do you think that they will make Upcoming Origins Wheeljack? I hope so. That I really hope so. Pathosis thinks definitely. The question from Paul B, I'm really hoping that he's going to be able to fit in it, and that's why he's going to be a Voyager size. That's why I absolutely hope they are. But yeah, thinking about it off the top of your head, oh, don't break my figures. I'm not that sure, but yeah, it does feel, if you think about it, there's Legacy and there's going to be, so this is Legacy Evolution, isn't it? Yeah, because they start it each year. So Evolution started this year. We're going to have 4 waves of Legacy Evolution. We've had Studio Series 86. We've got the TF Wiki Megatron MP36 and the areas that scrape together during. Yeah, I've heard nothing good about MP36, to be honest. Nothing. That's why I've still got MP05, which I think is way better because he's bigger, and I don't care that it doesn't scale. It's like I've still got MP1. I brought MP10. I never took him out of the box. I sold it. I haven't brought MP44 yet, or whatever one it is. MP1 because he's bigger, he's robust, he's fantastic. I completely agree, Pathosis, but however, I think I found myself. I've done that with movie figures, but I've found myself in the trap of now where I'm buying them to do them for videos, if you know what I mean. That's another reason why I didn't buy the Ironhide and Prowl set, because I just couldn't afford it and I can't justify that. I mean, yes, the YouTube's doing a little bit better. It's doing well. It's doing really good. I'm very pleased, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? If I brought every single figure, I couldn't afford it. Of course I couldn't. No, not a chance on this planet. And that's it. So I found myself buying figures that necessarily wouldn't. I'm very lucky that I've got people who lend me figures, but I can't keep up with everyone, with all of them. And that's why I didn't have the Beast Wars before, because obviously at the time it was lockdowns and all this, and I just wasn't interested. I wasn't buying the Kingdom Beast Wars and that. What's the best place to buy Masterpiece Transformers? Pete sent me some pictures. Lovely, Pete. Thank you. You just be selective what you buy at Toys R Us. That's it. Right, there's too much going on here. Maybe fast with the States. Yeah, I think they are a bit slow in the States. I was just thinking again, looking up on here. So we've just had all that Amazon line. There's all the Amazon, them box sets. There was 6 of them. Then there's the Toxitron lineup, which is there. Then there's Generation Selects. Then there's Shattered Glass. There's so many toy lines now, and again, it's nuts to keep up, to be honest. I also think as well that I think that going inside a shop's dead as well. I haven't put the video up yet. I'll do it tomorrow morning. I went into Smith's and again, it was good. They had a lot of stock there, but none of the newer waves that are all out on Get Back and Transformers a bit earlier could have gotten the CJ Thrice figures. Yeah, they didn't. What was the other words? I didn't have any of the newer waves with Strong Arm and Shadow Striker, etc. Didn't have any of them. And I think it's always pot luck now, and I hate saying that because you should go into stores and stuff. But to be fair, you can get them all from Smith's online anyway, so you might as well. Go faster if they be. Excuse me, that's completely true. Excuse me again. Whereas, what's the word I'm after? Yeah, because with Dirge, they just fired him straight out. Oh, the last wave, because they obviously already had it, they just fired the Dirge mold out straight away. Then they fired out the Leo Convoy, the Nemesis Leo Convoy, because again they just used the mold, and then the rest of them have come out a little bit longer. Same as I think with Bludgeon, because obviously they use the Tarn mold. Although saying that, I've not got mine yet. But I think most of the ones at the moment now they're just reusing. They got the Strong Arm one out. No, Strong Arm is of course Elita 1 and Minerva, isn't she? So that worked really well as well. Anyway, I was going to ask you guys a question as well. I'm definitely thinking, here we go, buy more stuff on ice. Don't find it to be as much fun. It's just a great feeling of walking into a store. Yeah, I completely agree. But I think it's pot luck. For us in the UK, we're lucky we've got Smiths, but and I'm lucky that there's one in my town. There's not. Thank you very much. There's one local, whereas there's not Smiths everywhere in the UK. And even then, you don't want to spend half a day or a couple of hours travelling. The only place that I'll travel for a few hours to go in store will be the Space Bridge, because usually I've messaged him before we've got there. I'm doing that for a message. I've messaged him before we've got there, so I know he's got some stuff there that I want, or just to go and say hello to him because he's just a great bloke. Do you think, Russ, or have you heard if they'll repurpose the F-14 mold they use for the Top Gun crossover? I think they probably could. I don't know if you Toxic CA Jay Barnett, are you not in the UK? It's a UK small store called Smiths. There you are. MDR's put on it. It's full of them. If you go to my shorts videos, you will see the fact that it's literally full of them completely. We're really lucky with that, but I believe they ship abroad as well, but we're lucky that we've got it. But before in the UK we used to get nothing, and the guys in the chat here from the UK will completely agree with me that we used to get nothing whatsoever. It was awful. We missed out on complete waves, we missed out on whole figures. Okay, yeah, so you wouldn't in New York. I'm trying to think. It's been years since I've been there. We did, yeah, but we had a Toys R Us, but it was just a pop-up one. It was useless. We haven't got any Toys R Us's, you see. Jay Barnett, we've got no Toys R Us's at all. I find the hunt way more fun than clicking online. It used to be good. Is that true? I don't know. I mean, you guys have got Walmarts, you've got Targets, you've got Walgreens, and they all sell Transformers. Whereas we've literally got Smiths, and that's it. You could say the Entertainer, but the problem with the Entertainer is, and this is not a joke, guys, and this is serious. I'll do a video to prove it. If I go in Smiths, they're still selling Power of the Primes figures, because that's how rubbish they are for getting Transformers in, which is no good. We've never had one. We had a pop-up one in Telford, and it was really overpriced. The Toys R Us was. The one in New York, forgive me if I'm wrong, but haven't they got that 5-story one with the big wheel in it still in Times Square? Because I remember going in there and that was amazing that they had a Transformers section bigger than, you know, most people's houses. Yeah, we don't get them in the. Apparently they're coming back. Apparently they're coming back, Toys R Us, but we haven't. I think there may be one in London, but that's literally about it. But yeah, my local Walmart and Target never get the new Transformers. Can you not get them on? Again, I know it's not the same, but can you not order them online? I think it's more fun if it's not more fun, but you can. I think guaranteeing's for me what's. They call it FOMO, don't they? And I've got to confess, I get 100% FOMO. Like, I'm getting it now because I can't find Frenzy anywhere. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about TK Maxx. So I'm in great shape. Totally forgot about TK Maxx, but yeah, that's very, very rare. Are they? I didn't even know they were online. Did it? Oh, no way. That's gutting. Well, to be fair, last time I was in New York was 2014. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been there. And I did. Oh, that's a bit of a shame because that was iconic. It was huge. In the States, I slowly to get new waves, and I find a lot of mine. It's funny what you're saying about this, guys, in the States. And as I say, I've got the Thrilling 30 collection, and because I wasn't collecting Transformers newer figures then really at the time, but I went to Florida with some friends, and we went in one of the outlet malls. Here we are online, but I can't remember what it's with. Yeah, it's hard to get them. Where are we? Scared from it. Received a blur and a full. No way, at least you got a refund. But they were so cheap, it's crazy. Forbidden Planet, that's it. I'm old. What is fear of missing out, Paul? I only learnt that this year, mate. Don't worry about it. We're all old. I'm 45. I'm in my next birthday. So, but yeah, fear of missing out. So most of the online stores don't have a good selection. I'll write that in here for you. Fear of missing out. Boom. Oh, someone's just sent me a message as well. Everybody, that's me. There's a king crown there. What's that about? I've never seen that before. I usually go to Walmart or Target. But the other thing that you get as well is the other thing that you guys, when you do find them in Walmart though, or if the sale prices are insane, and that's what I was saying about the Thrilling 30. I was buying the Thrilling 30 Voyager figures for $5 from your Walmarts. That's a good point. Hasbro Pulse. $5. So I ended up buying the entire pretty much run of Thrilling 30. I brought so many out to buy a suitcase and check it in separately because I brought Voyagers for $5, Deluxes for $3, and the little ones and the twin Legends packs were $2 each. And I brought so many that that I couldn't fit everything in. I had to ship it out. It was nuts. I had to buy another suitcase. You've never heard of Hasbro Pulse, Transform Attack? That's where you need to get on. Oh, right. That's nuts. Yeah, we don't get them. We don't get them Fung Boy over here. Maybe we should show... in fact, that was going to be my question. I'm going to do on the PulseCon, I'm going to do a watch-along. Who's up for that? Who's up for doing a watch-along when the PulseCon's on that weekend? I'm on about going live, sticking the monitor here or whatever, or the iPad, and we'll do a watch along of the reveals. Who's up for that? I'm well up for that. I think that'd be quite fun because we've got the chat and we can all be like, wow, or oh, we knew that was coming sort of thing. You're up for that? Right, I'm going to do that then. I'm going to literally schedule that. We're going to do a watch along. We'll do it definitely. So when it's in October, is it October or September? I can't think. We'll do a watch along. We'll do it all together. I'll set it up. I'm glad you think that's a good idea because I was thinking about it the other day. Duke's in. There we go. We'll do it. I'll do that then. Perfect. We'll do a watch along. I'll book it in. I'll put it on here in the community, and then we can all watch it together rather than me doing a video saying this is what's just come out. We're all going to be sitting there watching it together. Exactly. Give it a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think it'll be fun. I saw the one for the Star Wars figures, but I'm more like Lego Star Wars. See, CJ, but I'd collect Lego if I didn't collect Transformers. Daniel Evans has jumped in now as well. Perfect. How you doing? I love it how people are getting in now. People come in and out of the chat. It's cool. Just keep going. Just keep chatting amongst yourselves. And I know I'm going to say it because Pete's going to say it for me. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. There's 28 of you in the... down to 28 if you know in the chat, but that's better. Let's get the likes up as well. I think the watch along would be a good idea. Yeah, I think it is. Let's have a look. PulseCon. Let's have a look. PulseCon. PulseCon 2023. Let's have a look. Hasbro UK PulseCon. Let's have a look. I hope it doesn't crash this now I've done that, because my Wi-Fi in my house is useless. It doesn't say, it just says PulseCon 2023. I need to find out date. Let's find out the date. If anybody knows, they could type it in here, they'll save me. 2023 date. Everybody's checking as well at the same time. There it is. The weekend of the 22nd. I wonder if they'll show off some of them. That's why they do it. Yeah, that's it. You've got it there. This says 20. So 11 a.m. Eastern time is 4 p.m. UK time. And that'll be Saturday, so that'll be perfect. I can do that. Perfect. I'm definitely going to do that, guys. That'll be funny. Jay Barnett, they will definitely do that, buddy. They will. That's what they'll do. That's what the PulseCon is. They'll basically show us the next wave of figures. They'll give us, they'll show a few exclusives and things like that that we haven't seen yet. And yeah, just tease us with loads of things, to be fair, which again makes you think, damn, I've got to buy this, I've got to buy that. They're good, to be fair. They obviously, I think they started them just before COVID. I can't ask for likes now. I found out that you don't know where Cerebrus. That's because, well, we'll see if all the leaks are true. Middle of my work day, so hopefully it'll be a slow day. There you go, perfect. I've never put him there. Do you know what it is, Pete? I'll hold my hands up. Like I said to all of you guys from day dot, before I did this channel, I was very guilty of buying a figure, putting it on a shelf and not playing with it. And especially when it's Fortress Maximus, Pete. Come on, you got to let me off for that. It's Fortress Maximus. Who plays with Fortress Maximus? Especially when he cost as much money. That was the annoying thing about the reissue. The prices obviously plummeted on him straight away. I'm hoping they will do, Simon. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. Unsubscribe. You've still got your membership though, so you're all right. There's your star. I can see it. Look at this. You've got them all on minutes. Look, I know. I've been told this now. I didn't know it because I've never transformed mine. He's just stood in robot mode for the last 14 years. He's never been in base mode. I've been too scared to transform him, and the other one's still in the box. No, that's what they do, Hyperlink. That's what they did last time. Before we got Victory Saber, they teased us with Disaurus. That's exactly what they do. They tease it with you first, so you know. I've been demoted in the members list. Why? Why have you been demoted? You can't have been. Because you've been there since day dot. Unless, I don't know, I don't know what it does. I don't control. YouTube does some silly things like that. Raise your pitchforks. Hopefully the next HasLab is. It won't be. It's not going to be Japanese. He pretty much confirmed that when I was speaking to him at the end of the vids. What do you mean you've been demoted? I don't understand now what you mean. I keep putting it up. I've got the same screenshot all the time. I put it up at the end. You're not on there anymore. You must be. Right, I've got to get back on all these questions because I'm surprised that now. Where are we going? What am I most excited about? We briefly discussed that. I think Studio Series 86 Magnus. I've still not got my Brawn, to be honest. Let's be honest, I am excited to get Deathsaurus as well. I think he's going to be fantastic. I keep calling him that now, and I don't want it because his name's Desaurus. But I do want him. I think that looks good. There's loads of different versions of Nightbird. Loads of different versions. There's a what's the one? Transformers United version, isn't there? There's the Takara Generation Selects version. There's quite a few. If ever you want to know which how many different versions of that particular character, use TF Wiki because it's brilliant. TF Wiki will have loads of different versions of Nightbirds on there. I know 2 within the last few years, 3 if you class them out, Masterpiece. I think it's going to be Primus because it's the 40-year anniversary. I'll start getting the G1 Studio Series A6 stuff. The problem, yeah, so you're more the movie, are you? Where you're Rise of the Beasts, Bumblebee movie figures. They're pretty good. I'm right in the middle of the list at the end of the vids now. I think it's been kicked off at first. No, because it should pan them all in. I'm going to have a look now. I've got Brawn pre-exhausted with Robot Recruits, buddy. So that's why I've not used that. I'll double check them, Pete. Maybe it's moving too fast or whatever. But I've still got the lists on. Did you already discuss what upcoming third-party release you are the most excited? I don't think we did, unless that's what you were aiming. You should be in gold letters, but it's not me who does it. It's Jamie Maddox who does it. Who's not in the chat, so I need to tell him. I should do that. I should actually do that. I should get him to change some of the colour fonts in it. I actually didn't, Duke. Let me think. Third-party figures I'm excited for are, funnily enough, Iron Factory Leo Kaiser. Very excited for him because I want to see what he looks like. Human Alliance was a brilliant subline. I'm still trying to catch up with all these questions. There's loads. Yeah, so Leo Kaiser, I've got loads on pre-order. Doctor Wu, of course, Doctor Wu. I love the Doctor Wu. I'm curious about the next Retro 2 and colour figures. Yeah, they're good shapes. Pete, the big gold stars and flashing lights all around you. That's what you should have your own page, Pete. Let's just give you your own page. That's what I'll do. I'll give Pete his own page in the membership thanks thing. He'll have his own page. I think Bombshell is a given. I think Cup is a given as well. I know I'm saying is a given. I'm trying to think of the figures that they've reissued recently or over the last few years. So basically think of figures that that we know they've got the molds of. So let's be honest. We're talking Ramjet, Dirge and Thrust. Would it be fun if I said before I really want an action figure sublime of human characters? Do you collect the crossover Transformers? Right. You got third party itch, I see. Not really. I review them and then give them back to the people who have them. Right, what are we doing? What am I doing now? I've lost the plot. Here we go. Do you collect crossover Transformers? Only the newer ones, like none of the earlier Transformers, Star Wars crossovers. I remember seeing. No, I haven't got any of them yonks and yonks ago ones. I've got the newer ones. So like the Balvin Tron, the Jurassic Parks, the X-Men, just the newer ones, not the really, really early ones. I've got some of them. That's that one. You've got the third party itch. Being put through if they would be released season 1 characters next year. They probably would, to be fair. Just catching up with that. But yeah, third party is just because I need to know about them because I don't know enough about them. I wonder what that Deluxe Optimus will be that was leaked. That's the interesting one, isn't it? Because it depends which version of him is. I'm just looking around here because there's a really small version of him in Fall of Cybertron, isn't there? That's probably the smallest version of him, the one that's actually a deluxe. The rest are all a bit bigger. I don't mind the third party figures. I still prefer the originals. I still prefer G1 than the newer ones for my personal display and taste. Yeah, these things give me that buzz. But these are good. Do you know what? I actually was really impressed with this guy as well, to be fair. New Ages Jazz. He was quite fun. I like the legs. I like the legs in this one. The legs in this one are clever. The legs in Magic Square are awful. The legs in this one is clever. So I like that. I've got too much stuff here which I need to go through. That one's all right. That's third party. That's all right. I was meant to review this as well, but I didn't get around to doing it. That's the original. That would have been fun. That would have been fun. She's all right. She's not too bad. Netflix G1 Sammy Bumpy. There's loads of people asking for that, isn't there? There's loads of people asking for that. It's really weird how that was so scarce everywhere, but it was on like reduced in our shops. New Age is king. I know you love your New Age. Yeah, them two Netflix sets in the UK, they were in abundance at one point. Funnily enough, they found their way into the Entertainer on reduced, didn't they? I know loads of people who got them all cheap there. It's crazy how I still don't understand it now. I still don't understand. It's like when I was speaking to BMAC, and I don't understand how they're all like different countries, different continents. They've got completely different release dates and schedules. Like this shattered glass Grimlock is really scarce in the UK, and it just is. So if you're after shattered glass Grimlock, he's one to get hold of, because otherwise the price of that's going to rocket really, really high, because he's scarce, especially in this country. That's why, funnily enough, when it came back, I put the alarm on Hasbro Pulse. So as soon as and somebody commented, they said it's back in stock on. So thank you to whoever did that. That was great. I know you love your New Age. I've got the Rising Force as well, actually. I've got Rising Force's drag strip to review. That's pretty good, but that's nice and small. Hopefully they release G1 Netflix. My eyesight's so bad I can't even read your name. His name is New Age. Oh, okay. His J. Right, let me try and answer these. Daniel Evans, you know, New Age is king. His name is You Know You Love It, but he's wrote it as you say it, so it's like YU for you. Jay Barnett, New Age is a third-party company who make Transformers, but they're not allowed to call them by their proper names. So obviously we know this is Jazz, but his name is Saboteur, according to them. It's a third-party company that makes Transformers figures. Like they where are we? Like this is their Optimus Prime, but he's not called Optimus Prime. He's called David, because they just can't use the actual names, because they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara. Right, I need to catch up on that question. So it's based like a posh KO, which it is really. Right, recent Walmart exclusive reissues: Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Devastator gift set, Blaster, Astro Train, Hot Rod, Bumblebee, and other mini bots. So, Blaster, you got to think Blaster's going to get one. Jay Barnett, Netflix Soundwave had horrible mouldy grade. Mine's all right. Mine's absolutely fine. Where was the mouldy grade on it? I'm not too sure. Let me have a look at this. We're definitely going to get the cone heads. We're going back to the retro reissues. We're definitely going to get the cone heads, because Optimus Prime runs into one of them. Can I grab mine while I'm on video? No, he's too far away. Otherwise, I'd grab him and I'd just have a look at mine, because as far as I'm aware, mine's fine. So yeah, we're definitely going to get Thrust and Dirge. I can't remember. Yeah, Ramjet must be in the movie. So that'll be 3 of them. We're going to get Bombshell. So there's 4 already, so I can't think of maybe any more. Maybe Blaster, like you said, because Blaster's just been reissued. But I don't know how much they're doing is. They could do the cassettes. That's the shattered glass one that they say goes yellow. Mine's all right. Mine's fine. I'm lucky with mine. They're kind of small. Well, I was going to say, thingy, Jay Barnett, if you have I'll tell you in a minute, my Soundwave is no good. It's good, no yelling. Yeah, mine is as well. Yeah, of course, I'm going back to thinking. Toon colours of Soundwave in his cassettes will be fun. Now, the Toon colour would be great. Really good. Going back to Jay Barnett's question, it's just, as I say, it's like another company who make them. If you hear in my videos, you'll hear me refer to Show Z all the time. In fact, I'll just show you. Hopefully it does. So, so if I go to New Age. So, yeah, this is Show Z. And this is New Age. So you see, they make, like, there's the Dinobots, etc. But they're not allowed to call them by their proper names. But if you go on there and you do like something, you can see there, if you put in that box there, if you put Toys R Us, mine says giraffe for some reason because I can't support myself. That's the code for the people on this channel. So that would be great if you did that. There's a demonstration on how to do that on my latest news videos as well. Right, Retro, Blaster, Soundwave, Ultra Magnus, Blitzwing, Astro Train. Yeah, definitely, all of them as well. I want to see what this Right, bear with me 2 seconds, guys, because you've really got me completely intrigued now. It's only here. He says, right, here's my Netflix sound wave. Where's the degradation? Where's it supposed to be? Mine's perfect. I haven't got anything on it, I don't think. I don't know where it's supposed to be. What did I miss then? I've seen obviously the shattered glass one going yellow. Do you think we get no age brawn and out back? I bought it for brawn. I'll have a look at them, definitely. You're lucky. I must be. Well, there's nothing on this at all. He's being clever. Yeah, but there's supposed to be that. My grey is, there's nothing wrong with that. The battle damage isn't Netflix then. That's the standard one, which is... I'm grabbing that one as well at the same time. I'm trying not to knock everything over. Oh man, why Shockwave have to have... Right, there's the battle damage one. Perfect. I don't know what people are talking about. So that's the normal Siege. And that's the Netflix one, but mine... I must be really lucky. I've got to be lucky, that's all. Which I'm glad I'm lucky about, to be honest. I don't want to have a broken or damaged figure. And I've used it for videos, etc, etc. Yeah, that's the damaged one. I do the G1 Dinobot modes are A1. MDR. There's loads here. Again, must be actually lucky with one of my figures for a change. There's a newer version, there's a legacy version as well, which I got, which doesn't have any of the damage on it. Brilliant. Thanks for using my code, guys. There are many reported cases where the unpainted joints are prone to photoed. I know which one you mean, the normal legacy one, which I could probably grab as well, to be fair, but I'm glad yours isn't damaged either, Daniel. That's perfect. Yeah, the Dinobots, they can't reissue the Dinobots. They haven't got the molds of them. I know that KO companies have, but they haven't got the actual molds for them, which is a shame because, as you say, 2 inaccurate ones of them would be brilliant. The weird grey blaster sound wave comes with, can be used on sort of. You can connect it all up, yeah. Yeah, you can make it a bit like that one. And then you can piece them all together as well if you want. I still don't like it. He's never going to be a spaceship to me. Never going to be a spaceship. He's never going to be a spaceship. He's got to be a tape deck. And that's, yeah, it's got to be the tape deck, hasn't he? It's got to be. But it must be really odd of him because obviously some people don't even know what tape decks are. Not a clue. Shows he should give you much love this month. So much war. They do loads of stuff on there. I'm just pleased that you guys got me on it and are supporting me on it. It's great, to be fair. Appreciate it all. How's it 11:30 already? How have we been on for 94 minutes? Crazy. There is too much going on though. There's too much everywhere. Other retro issues, Bumblebee Gears, Brawn. Yeah, of course. Oh, I thought he turned into a street lamp. In the in this one, yeah, in the Siege and the Legacy versions of him, they turn him into a spaceship. Yeah, that's what they try and do for his alternate mode. But it's not as good. I had that huge Toshiba boombox in the 90s. You all right? Yeah, the lamppost was just obviously, there was a joke that they might actually release that version. There is a joke that they might release well, I'd say it's not a joke, but they might, because it's from that scene, isn't it? Somebody already asked about the Origins Wheeljack. You can sort of rearrange the spaceship mode into a lamppost. Yeah, you can do it already. It's the fan mode, isn't it? There's a fan mode of it where you can put the arms out and have it tilting forward. Do you like other bots such as Volta and Shogun Warriors? Don't watch them. It's not a random question. It's a good question. I get asked things like that all the time. But no, I don't really watch, or definitely don't collect them. I've seen Voltron. I know what Voltron is. Yeah, imagine that. It'd be huge. Yeah, but it wouldn't even be HasLab. It'd be, you've got to put all of your characters in it, including Devastator. Devastator, you know, it's got to be able to fit Devastator in. That Astro Train would be huge. Loads of people have said that. Whatever they do with the size. Well, again, Soundwave, one minute he's this big, then he's huge as well, isn't it? It's weird how all that works. But it is, I suppose, the best thing about the fact it's a cartoon. It can be whatever it wants to be, can't it? That is the best thing. I can't wait to see Pete's pictures he sent me. What's this? Missing Link Dinobots. I think there'd be enough demand for them to spring for new molds. I think so, yeah. If they don't release a new G1 Soundwave, I'll get that one and try. You can. In fact, I'll find it for you and show you. Siege, Soundwave, Street Lamp mode. Let me see if I can find it for you. If I miss out on the chat, yeah, there you go. Images. There's like 2 or 3 of them. There's loads of different ways that you can do it. This one's probably the best looking one, isn't it? That one. Right, exactly. The G1 scale's completely out of the window, isn't it? Broadside's the best example of that. Broadside's ridiculous, but if I put Whirl on top, Whirl's bigger than Broadside, and Whirl's a helicopter, but yeah, Broadside's supposed to be an aircraft carrier. So there's no such thing as scale in G1. I'm just looking around at them now. Yeah, Whirl is, again, you can just about fit one aerial bot on Broadside in his alternate mode, but Whirl, who's a helicopter, which is supposed to be smaller than a plane, is bigger. Do you have the transformer called Topspin? Yes. Got about which version? That's not very. That's cool. I heard the Springer use the big gun. That's it. Sean, if you're talking anything G1, I've managed to collect a lot, as in all of it, and I've got about 6 different versions, G1 versions of Topspin. Which one's listed for next year? What are they talking about there? Yes, that is Galenius. That is listed for next year. I don't think is it Studio Series, or was it? Maybe that is, yeah, because of course they might just use the mould and then make it leader class and give him the catapult thing. Maybe that, I've heard that as well, to be fair. That could be true. That could be true. And that would be really, because obviously he's got that saying, I've got better things to do than die tonight. So, because there's nothing wrong with the mould. I'm sure you've got to agree, the Siege and the Wreckers Springer mould's fantastic, and it's only a year old. The DK1 stickered one, right? Which one's that? I don't know what that is, DK1. Oh, the Diaclone one, yeah, that's it. I've just got the note. I've got a Mexican one, standard one, Hasbro test piece, boxed one, sealed one, but just loads of different languages, Canadian one, just different things. Last night is catchy. Just got quite a few toys. Was, yeah, saw the Wreckers version in turn today, and it was a Voyager class. And it'll be that they will literally bump it up. The Wreckers version's cool because it's the same as the G1 colour toys, which is, well, the G1 toy deco on it, which is great, which I did really like as well. That's a great mould, as you say, and I think, to be fair, the first release, yeah, it's just there, is very, very toon accurate, so it's going to be interesting to see. Might just need a slightly different colour or whatever it says on the sticker. Yeah, it does. It says it's the Diaclone one that you're on about, yeah, with the Diaclone stickers. I sold one of them today, actually. Somebody won that on eBay. I had one of my spares. What is it? I can't think what it is. I can't think. Now you've got me now. What does it say on that sticker? It definitely says oh, you make me want to go over there and have a look at it now, because it's driving me nuts. There you go. Diaclone Attack Robot. Thank you very much, Pete. Diaclone Attack Robot is what it says. DAR. And I want to get the Antex. I want to get the Saltman ones, but that's too much. Oh, actually, what I've been meaning to ask you, why does Optimus Prime 80s toy look different to the G1? Because the toys were around first. Hasbro bought the toys, then they decided to make a cartoon afterwards. But they just changed it because of that. Is there a cartoon or movie Transformer that's never gotten a figure that you want? That's a great question. Oh yeah, Impactor got one, didn't he? It's got to be Zaron, hasn't it? Emirate Zaron, but that's from the comic rather than a movie. Movie-wise, or a cartoon? Devcon's just had one. Maybe, and this is somebody else has said this. This is not totally my idea. So you know when they make the toys were around years before. That's why I mean like 2-3 years before they started the cartoons. That's why they were called Diaclones. The episode where Hound projects the great big combiner to scare Devastator, that would be cool. That would be really cool. That would be that's probably the only one I could think of. Flame would be good as well. Flame is same as Zaron. I can't think if there's anybody else. I think they pretty much covered them all. This is what's really good about Legacy. I mean, we got a DevCon, we got crazy figures that we never thought we would have, which is nuts. It's nuts, really. But that's a good question. What about you guys? Any of the ones that, apart from someone's just once put up Flame, anybody else you think that we're missing? We did get a little. Oh, what was his name? What are your thoughts on Transformers Obsidian? Rainmakers. Yeah, we do need Rainmakers. I'm going to Google Obsidian because I've heard that and I don't know what it is. Transformers Obsidian. What is it? Beast Machines. Yeah, so I don't know anything about it. Sorry, no idea on it. Is it the ship? He's a military officer. There's some new bots coming out. If you heard anything, yeah, there's loads of new bots coming out. I did a full video, Daniel. You need to check out the video. There's a full video saying 2024 leaks, which has got them all. Yeah, that's it. I've just found it, Pete. Beastman. They never released a Wolf Cyber and really buzz off for some reason. That still bothers me. Oh, them cassettes were awful, weren't they? Monstructor definitely needs an update. Definitely. Yeah, Beast Machines is a great big hole in my knowledge. I told you, I'm mainly G1. I mean, you can pretty much see, I think I've done well, I can't really do a tour because I haven't got the light here, but I've done a recent tour of the room, which I know a load of people liked. And you can just tell that my passion is G1. I'd love to be able to have a bigger room and display more and learn more, but it just doesn't happen. What have we got here? Monstructor was brilliant. But we're going to get one, aren't we? We know we're going to get one because we're going to get Dino King. Dino King's as good as done. They just need to redeco it now. And once they redeco it, then they'll do it again. Slight retool maybe, and we'll get Monstructor. That's hopefully what we're going to get anyway. Well, I think, which would be good. That's awesome. Is there any Transformers I wish that was made? It would be Cybertronian and Bumblebee. You can get one of them. Jay, you can tell you've only just started collecting, mate. There's a Bumblebee already. I've got him around the corner. Origins Bumblebee. Origin Bumblebee. I'm going to show you some images of him. Toy. It came out about, was it 2 or 3 years ago, Origin Bumblebee? Wow, his price has gone up. No way, that's cool. You're watching it from a tent. Brave camping. I suppose it depends where you are. If the weather's nice. Oh, come on. I want to show you these images. There you go. They've already done one, so I'm just replying to Jay Barnett, who's not seen him. Are there any Nemesis Primes? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, we got Scourge, didn't we? That wasn't. That'll always be to me thingy, Bumblebee, Nemesis Prime. I can't think. Please explain the buzzworthy Bumblebee moniker. How do you mean? Explain it. It's just the name of a toy line. It's just like Studio Series, or it's just like Generations, or it's just like whatever else, buzzworthy Bumblebee. It's just that. That's just what they're calling it. It's unfortunately got no special, to my knowledge, meaning. I could be totally wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just a toy line. Which you'd think it'd have something a bit more to it, but there isn't. No, they actually made it. Yeah, they made it. It's called Origin Bumblebee. But it's in the buzzworthy Bumblebee packaging. Oh, I'd probably try and say I would grab him, but I haven't got much light, and I'm definitely not going to be able to transform him. But this is his robot mode. But yeah, the alternate mode is the circle ship that was from the very first episode, and the jazz. Please tell me you know they did a jazz as well. I love it when people are new and they get into this. Yeah, the price has gone up on him. Nuts. Origins jazz toy. That's my little bit of claim to fame, that I was in the reveal meeting with Hasbro when they did that. Legacy Evolution. I'm trying to get the picture to load for you. But yeah, they did jazz. And that's a great figure. And yeah, that picture there, I took that picture. The one where Mark Mahir is holding it up. I was in that meeting. I screen grabbed that. Buzzing. Still buzzing because of that. Where are we? I've lost my things. They are doing Wheeljack, and he's going to be Voyager class. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be able to fit Bumblebee in the back, which would be cool. The Autobot decoy combiner. Oh, Lana figure, yes. Sea-Space Go, of course, yes. I'm just catching up here with all the messages. But yeah, so Jay Barnett, there's loads that I love it, as I say, because you just jumped on. So do you know that they've done the Tetrajets as well? Please, does he know they've done the Tetrajets? Which of course are the Seekers. You must know that. Siege. Tetrajets. I really hope they don't, Sean, in all honesty. I really hope they don't. I don't want anything to do with a crossover between the two. It looks like they're already going to do it, but I don't want them to do it. Ah, you've seen that. That's okay then. So you've seen the Tetrajets. Where are we? This needs to catch up now. I just need to go on. They'll probably come with an energon conductors as an accessory. Something like that, won't it? He's got to. They're already talking about not making another movie again, though, because the other one bombed, didn't it? I think I am, Simon. I've got to see what else I've got to sell, but I think I'm going to be doing an NEC saw, because it's just a great day out. Even if I don't sell anything, it's just a good day out to speak to loads of people, isn't it? Autobot X seems like the perfect fit for the red line. That's what we're on about. Yeah, Autobot X. Yeah, so I was going to say to Jay Barnett, who's obviously catching up now, I'd love to help him out a bit more. Just if you've got Instagram, buddy, drop me a message on Instagram and I'll send you a couple of the links to the figures that we've just been discussing, because it can be quite tough to make a Seeker into that shape, since it's not a real. That's what's really clever about it, isn't it? It is really good. It's quite interesting. So obviously you. Sean, are you excited about the crossover? Do you think it's a good idea? Animated Megatron leader class. That would be good, because I didn't really, again, I don't really care for the takeover. As soon as that whole ending bit where he gave him his G.I. Joe card ruined Rise of the Beasts for me. Didn't need it, didn't need to do that bit. I'd rather just keep, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, all right, let me read that. What's it saying? Oh, why is this not working? I'm falling behind on all the things now. Did it make someone's just asked, what did Sean just say? I think he's just put, did Rise of the Beast bomb because loads of people found out about it, and yeah, they were really upset about it. They were already kicked off. Animated Meg was my favourite versions of Megs. I think because there was a load of, that's exactly that, J-Bon. It was exactly that everybody was like, no, don't do the crossover, don't have nothing to do with it. And then as soon as word got out, people didn't go and watch it because of that. So it was a bit of a shame. But because I actually liked the film, I'd say that whole ending scene for me was, I was literally going, everybody in the cinema was going, no. Everybody was like really gutted. I'd love to see I would love to see a Knight Rider. I don't understand why they've not done a Knight Rider crossover yet. It's really obvious, isn't it? Really obvious that they should have done a Knight Rider by now. And Street Hawk and Airwolf and all the other ones from the 80s. My comments aren't coming up now. It's my fault for bringing this. Powerglide does need an update. Huge update. Not had... Combiner Wars was the last one, wasn't it? Russ, did you pick up The Little Pony? Yeah, I did. Somebody gave it me as a gift. Somebody who's not in the chat gave it me as yeah, they gave me one because it was I suppose because my daughter, when she was born, I suppose really trying to push JoJo to wider ones doesn't seem to be working. That's totally true, Pathosis. I know loads of people like myself who just aren't interested in it, and I think because they're doing that, it's yeah, people, as I say, they're not interested, are they? I'm not interested with it at all, to be honest. Why is this not working? Test. I want to see if the chat catches up. Yeah, that's come up there, but it's not working on here. I think you nailed it. I mean, all of the G.I. Joe films, they've like more than flopped. They've done awful, haven't they? That was just to get this working. Test icicles. Clever. It's not working. My chat's not working now, so I've got to make sure that I keep up with all this. I'm not interested in G.I. Joe, right? Transformers and Star Wars. That's perfect. You're the same as me. That's the same as me. That's the two that I like. Let's have a look at this. Hopefully now this should be all right. For some reason, I'm only going to, I've been on nearly 2 hours already though. So I'm probably going to do about, I don't know, 15 minutes, half an hour more. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, because typically now there's 40 people in the chat. Points. But yeah, they've been trying to push a crossover for years, and it's never really worked. And they've tried it, and they keep trying it with the toys, and the toys don't sell that well. I mean, that Hiss tank didn't end up being a quarter of the price when it came out. The Bumblebee one ended up being about a quarter of the price. I love Ashoka. It's brilliant. Brilliant. I watched the 3rd episode the other day. I really like it. It's very, very good. And yeah, it's going to be very good. Really liked that. That would be the other thing. If I didn't collect Transformers, I'd collect Star Wars. They keep straying too far from the source material, I think. What are we talking about now? I don't know if we're talking about... See, the chat's not working. I don't know if we're talking about G.I. Joe or Transformers. Gamble 100. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Do you have a particular favourite combiner and why? Landcross is my favourite combiner, and if you don't know who Landcross is, and I'm not just saying this so you go and watch my videos, because it's really hard for me to explain without showing you. Landcross is a Japanese G1 combiner that's got over 36 different configurations, not your standard. You can just change an arm and a leg, which you could with all the Bruticus and that, because the figures, it's got 6 members. And sometimes this chat as many games, it does, because too many characters keep. The reason why Transformers doesn't do well on the big screen is because they keep putting a big human involvement in it, which people don't want. That's the thing, everybody keeps going mad. People don't want the human element in it, they just want to see bots. Back to the Landcross situation, so each bot can combine with the other bot. Yeah, each bot can combine with each other one, and then they can all combine to make a big one, and it's just too good. The Hiss tank, I heard, was poorly made design. It doesn't keep up anymore, it's gone. I really love Landcross. It's just genius. It's absolute genius. And that's why when I did the video, it took me about, I think it's about half an hour video, just to show you all the different versions and the configurations and the way that you can do exactly that, just mix and matching. But I love that question. It's a great question. Landcross is one of the best, yeah, toy. It's brilliant. It's so much fun. Typical, everybody's jumping on now. It's nearly midnight in the UK, so what does that mean? It's on my channel, mate. Just type in Landcross. It's got about 4,000 views. It's too good. Guzzy's jumped in. My favourite combined boots because I'll have to look. You don't know who he is, Galen? Wow. So if I go to my channel, still, isn't it weird that Transformers world occurs and no one dies? Very true. Yeah, no human casualties at all. I didn't notice that. Yes, I did 18. I've got about 6 different sets, so I was able to show loads of different versions of it. So I'm just going to show you the video as it looks on my channel, so you can all watch it afterwards, because it's brilliant. There you go. It's got a horrendous picture of me on the front of it. This is what you need to watch. Oh no, it's because of, damn, that one. That's my, there it is. That didn't work, did it? Yeah, it's too good. It's really too good. Uni Bruticus, Menosaur, so popular and Burnout. Give us some Legend Scale Predacons. Third party, anything. Predacons we do need more of. I completely agree with you that we need more of them, definitely. Because there's not enough. There's not enough of them. Thanks for jumping in, Simon. I know it is literally nearly midnight now, so it's very late for us in the UK. But that was a good question, and obviously if it gets you to watch the video, and in fact anybody who I've just advised to watch, make sure you leave a comment in it just saying I see what you mean, or I don't know what you're on about, Russell. I think you'll really enjoy it then. To add additional, yeah, they added loads of them, didn't they? See, the Superior, the Combiner Wars one with the proper slingshot isn't that bad, which I'm just looking at right now. Not with stupid whatever he's called. What was he called? Alpha Bravo or something. It should have always have been slingshots. So why is that not working? I've lost this now. Alpha Bravo. Yeah, I didn't like it. I mean, I've got my one. I managed to get the slingshot with him, whatever he was called. And the same with Menosaur. I was lucky enough to get. They called him Breakneck, though, didn't they? Abrominus was pretty good. It was all right. Superior was woefully overlooked. Always has been. Snap. Alpha Bravo makes sense in IDW only. Aerial bots transform into Superior. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're all, it's working now. We all know where we are. Perfect. 2 hours. It's midnight. Right, I'm going to do half an hour more, guys, because I've got to be up in 7 hours to take my little lad to football. I can't think what else there was. Combiner Wars. I didn't mind Combiner Wars. I know a lot of people didn't like it at all. But for me, I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest. It didn't. I like the fact that you could still change them all around, exactly the same as Scramble City. In fact, there you go. Duke Nukem asked me a question ages ago, and I don't know if I need to crowdfund it. I just need to save for quite a bit of time. It was part of the subscription service, and it was from the Collectors Club, and it was a Combiner Wars figure which had the computer gifts and toys was for a closed day, and it had Needle Nose. Oh, what's it called? It's one of the combiners anyhow. It's only the subscription service, and that's the one that I'd really like, but I haven't got the money for that just yet. That's the one I definitely want to go for. I keep forgetting about that. It's one of the ones I never see it. And drop Super Megatronia was Legends only. I know you've got that, Guzzy. I've seen your pictures of her. I'd definitely like a copy of her in the future as well. Everybody just dropped out. That's good because it's got late. I don't know. I don't read enough. Like I've just got them. I got Pete to send me the other Pete, Void Rivals, and I've got issues 1 and 2, and I've still not even looked at them. I'm terribly guilty of all of that. Speaking, do you have the Nexus? That might be the one that I'm on about. That might be the one that I'm on about. Nexus Maximus. Let's have a look. Nexus Maximus. I've got Predicus rather. I've got Predicus, definitely. Nexus Maximus Combiner. Oh, I've got that one, yeah. Or is that the one with let me have a look. That's a remake of Tear of Energy on Combine. I'm just missing one member actually. Yeah, I'm looking at it here. There it is. Yeah, the Timelines one. I'm just missing one member of that. So now I know what you mean. The other one I'm on about. I'm going to find it out for you. That's it. Thunder Mayhem. That's it, Guzzy. You've just reminded me. Thunder Mayhem. Thunder Mayhem. Combiner. That's the one that I want. I really want Thunder Mayhem. Someone just figured out that Peter. Oh yeah, he did absolutely loads. There's Thunder Mayhem. That's the one that I want. There you go, Duke. I know you're in the chat earlier. You wanted to know what figure that I want to get. That's the one I want to get. Star Seekers. I've got the Spinister, but I haven't got any of the others. Thunder Mayhem is definitely the figure that I would get. The Star Seekers are just something that, again, I only found out about Farak because of Magic Square's version of Farak. Frank Welker did loads of voices, didn't he? They were just so clever. It's, I don't know what it is. I'm itching my head off here. It'll be the same as what the Amazon like. So last year we had the Wreckers, which was obviously their specific gift set. It does look a bit like that. And this year we had the Amazon ones. And then next year it's going to be, as you say, the Star Seekers. They just do like multiple packs of them. I know what you mean by Sentinel Prime. Yeah, it's great big thing. It does look a little bit like that. But at the same sort of time as well, I think, to be honest. No, maybe a little bit later, Thunder Mayhem. Yeah, it was. Dark of the Moon was 2011, wasn't it? Of course it was. That was 2000 and... I can't think when it was. But anyway, I know what you mean. Right. I'm going to start winding this in now. Getting late. But I'm definitely going to do the watch along on the Pulse Con. I think that's a brilliant idea. Brilliant, Gallons. Thanks for all your comments, mate. Really appreciate it. Jumping in. Even just a thumbs up is a big thing. Thanks very much. Right, was actor Peter Cullen to play? Right. No, definitely not at all. End of September, Guzzy. Sure, not at all. He didn't do anything wrong at all. I don't know. I've not even... I think the reason why it failed is because, again, what they tried to do is they keep trying to bring in this human element, which people aren't bothered about. People just want to see, like, the first 3 movies. The thing that I hate the most is Sam Witwicky. Hate him. It's just so annoying. It's just, and then obviously, yeah, you don't need it. Everybody knows that the first few minutes of Bumblebee is the best movie scenes of Transformers, and that's because it's all robots. Rise of the Beast, I didn't mind. I liked Rise of the Beast, but then they still tried to bring this human element in, and that's when people got annoyed, and that's what people didn't want. At Guzzy, end of September. Yeah, exactly. Completely agree with you, Guzzy. End of September. End of September. Bang. I just want a TF movie. That's it. That's all everybody wants, and that's apparently what TF1's going to be like. Sam got properly progressed. He totally did. He got really annoying, and they had the guy from The Hangover who's funny normally, but he was just too much in Dark of the Moon. Way too much. Completely agree. Right. Everyone's going now. I'll need to do another one. Maybe they'll do one in a couple of weeks when I hit 15k, and I'll do a later one. Exactly. It's totally true. That was a brilliant comment then, Hyperlink. It's roles reversed, and it should be. Like I say, we never saw the arc. We've never got that. It's always human homes, and no one really cares. Is that the movie was delayed? The Rise of the Beast figures have clashed. Yeah, that's it. There is Pete as well, but there's going to be another one. I went in Smith's today as well, so everybody seems to have been in there today. Yeah, and again, the reason why the Transformers movie, that one is so good, is because there's there's a little bit in where but it's mainly about Transformers. I liked how in G1 Spike and his dad were in the series, but never the main. That's exactly it. That's exactly the main thing. That's what we keep saying. That's the problem, that there's too much in it. You don't want to see Titan Metroplex. Which one? The Titan Metroplex Megalo Convoy is £100 now. I don't even know what that is. Megalo Convoy. Let me have a look which one he's talking about. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's a great figure. I got it for 72. The Armada Metroplex from Legacy. I haven't seen. I got him for 72 quid from In Demand. Where's he 100? He's a great figure, because honestly, I did a review on him only 2 weeks ago. I'm gutted that I didn't open his box up earlier. He's huge as well. Yeah, everyone's right. Everyone's right. More bots, less humans. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, it's still on. It looks like it's going through, Pete. It looks like it's definitely being made. Yeah. See, Fung Boy, I put it, I put it on my news videos, and I put it up in the thing. I even put the link up, and I brought it myself. That's where I got mine from. I put it up in the community, and I put my links. Check out the link for this. Check out the link for this, etc. That's what I put it up to help you guys out. That's where I got mine from. 72 quid. Can't moan at all. Best price on the Cybertron Metroplex that I've seen. So I couldn't wait to get it. He is pretty big, to be fair. He's definitely probably the same size as the youngest ones. He is the same size as the youngest ones. The other ones are bigger now. They've grown bigger. I got a picture of Riley next to Unicron when I got him about 2-3 years ago, and Riley's like about the same size. It's nuts. It's nuts. Right, getting very late now, guys. Last 5 minutes. Anything you want to get in, fire it in quickly. Otherwise, it just gives me the opportunity again to thank you all. For some of you have been in this chat with me now for over 2 hours and 10 minutes, so thank you very much for that. Thank you, all of you, for your support. It's starting to grow. What do you consider Transformers? I would love to see Transformers anime. Is the Dynamite Combiner worth picking up and not seeing it? But the new one, I've not built mine up, so I don't know. I've got the little ones. They look okay. They do look pretty good. And they're cheap, so I would say, yeah, go for it, because you're not going to get a combiner anywhere else for whatever a cost of 6 Legend scale are. Or you could maybe wait. I'm pretty sure they'll do a box set of them all, to be honest. And yeah, as I was saying, just thank you everybody. You know, 3.5 years, nearly hit 15k. It seems to be growing quite well again at the moment. 6 out of the 14 we fix ordered a few nights. You can have some fun with them, Duke. They're ace. They are so much fun, buddy. It's a shame that you couldn't get them from Thingy, but keep your eye on Shozy. They do keep restocking now and again. That's why I keep getting mine. It's not, if you don't like the Dinobots Guzzy, don't worry about them. There's way better versions of them out there, but for a bit of fun and just to build the Volcanicus up, it's worth it, to be honest. Definitely worth it. Bum, bum. It's typical, just as everybody's starting to reappear, I'm going to be disappearing, but it doesn't matter. I'll do these again. I've got to let Ben know he won them. So again, yeah, thanks guys. We've got a private Discord via the chat members as well. Do you feel about tracks now and army? The fact that he's not really triple. No, not really, because Perceptor's a triple changer, and there's loads of them like that. There's loads that you can say that. They've all got these extra modes. In fact, Perceptor is a quadruple changer, if you don't think. I am watching Earthspark. I'm only on about episode 4 or 5, I think. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. Who else has a triple changer? There's a few of them like that. Do you viewers watch Something? He was never really called a triple changer, is he? The same as the fact that I would class, what's the word I'm after? Like some people say, although like somebody asked what my favourite combiner was, and I gave them Landcross, which is, but one of my other favourite combiners is Reflector. Love Reflector, and people don't look at him as a combiner, but of course he is, isn't he? So it just depends how you look at figures. I know that most of the figures have got like a hidden mode or whatever. Hit enter. What's this? It was on YouTube. It's darker than season 1. Blitzwing's my favourite triple changer. Yeah, he's class. Blitzwinger's class. I've got loads of Japanese figures that have like were some of my favourite triple changes, and more than that, to be fair. So Diatlas is one of my favourite figures. He's got 4 modes and 2 base modes. 4 individual modes, a base mode and 2 combined modes is brilliant. Counter punches, yeah, of course he is. 2 robots and a car. Then you've got the Horicons, they're triple changes. Ape Face and Snapdragon. There's so many triple changes out there, it's crazy. You just got to, as I say, have a look at them. I've heard it does get better, Jay, but everybody keeps telling me it gets better. You've got to get past episode 4, I think it is. Once you get past episode 4, it gets a lot better. And that's what I keep hearing as well. Springer's a definite, yeah, he's been actually labelled. We're talking about figures that aren't classed as triple changes like Drax, because he is, but he's not. Sure, you've got nothing to worry about, but unfortunately, mate, I'm going to bed in 3 minutes. Did it, flashcard transformers like rubbish. Because my little boy's got a football game in 7 hours, and I've already gone on a bit later than I normally do. But it's great to have you on here, pal, anyway. Unfortunately, he didn't win the draw that I did earlier. But yeah, thanks for jumping on anyway, and commenting straight away, which is always nice. We've just been chatting about everything. Sandstorm is fun to fiddle around with. I've ordered the new. I've seen that USB drive, Rajet. Yeah. Pathosis, what do you think of Dr. Wu's take? I'm going to ask you a quick question before I go on Sandstorm. I've pre-ordered all 4 colour variants of them. You can see I'm getting tired now. I'm flaking. No one's asking that. What else is it? You, sir, need tea and honey. I need a bed. That's what I need. I'm absolutely fine, but I'm just tired. I've been talking for ages. A Lamborghini, what is Springer? That's a good question. Exactly, Chris. That's perfect. Yeah, they've all got. Yeah, you're right. And Silver Bolt, Motormaster, all that is Doctor Who moving into Legends. Yes, it's because it did the RC ones as well, Pete. It did. They did the RC, which they did, which was Legend scale as well. They did RC, Night Nurse, and all that. They were all Legend scale, proper Legend scale ones. So yes, they are. The colour variants. There's a comic version, a toy version, a shattered glass version, and a old Chinese KO version. That's what the 4 colour references are. And yeah, but they always do that with all of them. They always have different versions. But again, yeah, I've talked on my latest news video with him on the front. I've discussed that in quite a bit of detail with the ones coming up. But there you go, guys. I am definitely, I know which one it is as well. I'm going to be rounding it up now. So again, thank you ever so much for jumping on. I don't want to stay. So I think I'm okay right. I don't want to lose my voice. I've got enough to do tomorrow morning. I've really enjoyed doing this. I love doing these. I'm going to do another one in maybe 3 weeks, go a bit faster instead of waiting the 4th. And we will jump on board. And of course, thank you for jumping in. We're going to do the watch along with the PulseCon as well, definitely. So I'm going to sort all that out. I think it is owned any of the Encore figures. No, I've never owned any of the Encore figures. I'm really pleased for you that thanks for everybody for jumping on. That's perfect. Just to answer in Shuri, yeah, mate, brilliant. If you've never had them before, then yeah, get them all if you can. I was just really lucky that I had the originals, so I didn't need to buy the Encores. But the Encores are the originals, just re-released, so go for them. Right, guys, thanks ever so much. Jay Barnett, drop me a message on my Instagram or leave a comment on here. I'll give you my Instagram. I'll give you some links to get the origins, and just keep your eye on the channel because I do a couple of others. I'll do a live every month, so it's great to have you on and indeed commenting and ask loads of questions. So thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure, and take care. Let's say good night. Boom.